because I am needing this strength right now when it comes to just dealing with, the fact of that death hits us sometimes in different ways. And the support I'm able to provide her is going to support me. So, yeah. So is anyone else? I'm gonna stop talking. Anyone else like to share?
You know what? Here's the thing, guys. And it's funny both of us mention this because it's okay to have self-doubt. Am I strong enough? That's part of being human. That's a human emotion. That's a human reaction, a human feeling. Because sometimes I question, man, am I strong enough to deal with this? Am I strong enough to get through this? Am I strong enough to handle this, be a different situation? And it's perfectly normal to question and have self-doubt. Am I strong enough? But you must also have that resolve and that knowing that yes, come hell or high water, come rain, shine, whatever, storms may rage and winds may blow. But you must know that I have that strength. That strength, it dwells within me. I don't care how big the mountain. I don't care how wide the valley. I don't care. I'm I'm strong enough to deal with whatever life throws at me. I'm strong enough to deal with whatever anything, any situation, any person throws at me. And y'all, sometimes it's hard to to park yourself in that knowing and be like, yeah, I got this. It's absolutely okay and it's absolutely fine to have self-doubt. I sometimes wonder that myself. Can I handle this? Am I strong enough? Am I built for this? I don't know if we built for it, but we'll build over it. We'll build through it. We'll build. So it's okay to have that self-doubt. But just know that, yeah, you're strong enough. You're gonna be okay. We're gonna make it. We'll get through it no matter what it is. And like I said, it may not be easy, but that hard fought battle that you win, and we will win. When you come out on the other side, it'll make the victory that much more sweeter, that much more enjoyable.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing about it, that self-doubt, that am I strong enough? Kimberly said the universe is amazing. I told my team just this morning, we will face whatever is thrown at us, and it is so true. We will, and that's just confirmation that we will make it through. I'm having trouble with YouTube tonight, you all. So if I look like I'm not engaged, it's because I'm trying to operate this and that. So, but yeah, it's so many things that are thrown our way, and it furthers says to us that we are strong. But because it seems like some days you just don't want to get up out the bed, and you keep pushing, and you realize, man, I made it through that day. I made it through that day. I made it through that moment. Because we're strong. We're strong beings. And so for those reasons, we just keep showing up.
Right.
We don't even know where it's coming from. We show up.
Right.
Yeah, something is going on. This
Yeah,
I'm
like
hurting.
this song says, yesterday I went to bed on top of the world. Today the world's on top of me. Sometimes we'll feel overwhelmed like that, and we'll feel like, damn, just that quick. What happened? I had it all together. Yesterday, I was hitting on all cylinders. I was doing this. I was moving and shaking. I was shaking and moving. I had it all under control. And now today it's like, somebody just turned a big fan on and just blew everything at me at the same time. And every dart came my way. It's like, what the hell going on? What happened? What did I do? And it's just, it's nothing that you did. That's just life. Life doesn't change from day to day. Life changes from minute to minute, second to second. It's not always going to be an easy change. It's not always going to be a change that we want or welcome, but we're built for that change. We're built for it. The winds blow from minute to minute, second to second. They change directions. They blow different things our way. But we're okay. We'll sustain that wind. We'll withstand that wind, and we'll stand there and say, you know what? It didn't blow me over. It may have moved me. It may have shook me, It may have rocked me, but I still stand because I found that strength. Because in my mind, I said I am strong enough. And you absolutely are. We absolutely are.
I agree. I think about past relationships and people telling you that, you'll never be nothing. And before I met this joker here, um, my first husband, he would always say, you ain't gonna never be nothing, you ain't gonna never have nothing. And that played in my mind for a long time. And so when I finally met this joker, I was like, so it's not true. But oftentimes we let what others say weigh so heavy on us until we start to believe that. And then when we find someone that comes into our life to say, no, girl, you worth it, girl, you all right, you got it. Until then, we start believing what that person is pouring into us. And so I'm just an example that, yeah, we are stronger than what we think we are, even when others try to pull us down, we're stronger. But were
Right.
you about to say something?
No, I was gonna say, I mean, even piggyback off what you were just saying, a lot of times the strength that we are looking for, we're kind of like looking for from someone else, if that makes sense. We're trying to get that strength from someone else when really the strength is within us. And we just have to pour into ourselves a little bit. I'm not saying don't be there and show up for others, but pour into ourselves when we need to be poured into. Fill our own cup up. Just like when you're thirsty, you go to the refrigerator, you fill your cup up and you drink from that cup. Then fill your cup up and drink from your cup. Because a lot of times we're trying to seek that strength from someone else. We're trying to get that validation from someone else that we are just as strong. But until you know that yourself, or until you stand in the gap for yourself, then it kind of doesn't, it kind of doesn't make sense to you. You don't see it because you haven't done it for yourself. So a lot of times that's how people are able to beat us down, with the words that they say and the things that they say. They're able to put us in a negative place. It's kind of crazy that a man or a woman, or when I say man, I'm talking about flesh. I say that a lot, that they can have you doubt the thing that already so true about yourself. But words, I remember growing up, my mama be saying, I was a tomboy. So I was going to beat up everybody down the street. It didn't even matter, the boys and the girls, because they made fun of my brother. And my mom would say, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. And I would look at her and I'd be saying to myself, lady, you don't know what you're talking about, because my brother is crying because they are messing with him. So those words hurt him. And now my fists are going to hurt them. So I'm going to be the sticks and stones because they're hurting him with those words. And, you grow up thinking, Mama, what was you talking about? Because those words really do, although I understand the message, because in a sense, I kind of gave the similar message to my children, but I gave them a little bit more reality to the whole thing. I talked to them about power and words and how powerful words are, but that they're only as powerful as you allow them to be. When people call somebody out of their name, bad names, derogatory terms, they don't bother me. They make me laugh because I don't give them power. So you can call me a name. It doesn't, I don't give you that control, that power. So it doesn't matter to me. But, those words that people say to us, they bring us down so quickly, and they do make us doubt who we are. And we lose sight of just how strong we are. And we lose sight of where our strength comes from.
That is so true. I remember when we were growing up, this boy, Akila, you may remember Derek, he stayed down the street and he was talking about our mom one day. And my sister jumped on him, and my mom, she was like, well, what are you fighting for? He said, he was talking about you. And she said, words don't hurt. And that's not true. They do. They do, and they have a lasting impact on us. And we may not believe it, but it does. Words hurt. And they not only hurt, it seeps down into us. And Goody said, yes, Mr. Lawrence, if you hear it enough, and then the longer you hear it, you'll start to believe that. And that is so true, because I'm a witness that it was. I started to think nobody else gonna love me. You know, this is the way my life is gonna be, because a person can you're around them all the time, and more so than your family members, and so you tend to hear it all the time, and then it seeps, and then before you know it, you're walking around with a hump in your back, and you're not looking eye to people. And I just had to get out of that. And Kimberly said, yeah, verbal abuse is the worse than physical abuse. And it is.
Okay.
And I was with this joker for 10 years off and on. And finally, I was able to break that and move past that. I was able to move past that. Grateful you know those were and Goody said, grateful that you know those were lies. Yeah, because for a period of time I didn't know any better, and when we don't know any better, we continue to that cycle completely we continue that cycle because we feed into what has been fed into us. But when we realize that, I think the older we get, and we see that people are watching us, that gives us strength as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only, like even in situations like that, that's finding your strength. If you grew up and a person tell you your name is carburetor your whole life, you're gonna think that's your name. So if a person is constant, especially a person who who's supposed to love us, take care of us, and protect us, and a person is telling you you're nothing, you don't matter, you don't deserve happiness, if they tell us that enough, this is the main person supposed to be the love of our life, we will start believing that despite what the outside world will say to us. But you found your strength. You were stronger than you thought you were. And you found your strength. And it's a beautiful thing when you find that strength and when you realize, you know what, I am strong. I am able to bear whatever comes my way. There is a confidence and there is a joy and a happiness that no matter what the world throws at me, I'm going to let it bounce off my chest, hold my head up high, and keep stepping. Now, I'm not saying it's always going to be like that. Some days you may feel defeated. Some days you may feel like you're not strong. But when you get to the point where you're like, you know what, damn it, I am stronger than whatever comes my way. I'm a giant and my problems are minuscule. There's a confidence, a joy, and a happiness that will rest, rule, and abide within your spirit, your energy, and your essence that you will know, hey, I got this. No matter what comes my way, I got this. Flood, if the water rises and the floods come, guess what? I'll be a swimmer. I've been an Olympic swimmer. If the mountains fall, then I'll be a rock climber. There's a confidence and a joy and a happiness that comes from knowing that no matter what comes my way, I got this. I'm built for this. It's not always going to be easy, but like I say, it's not always easy, but it's always necessary. And it's a beautiful place when we get to.
Most definitely. And I think having the courage to find your own strength is important. Like you said, no matter what comes your way, that takes courage. And it's okay sometimes for, it's scary. And a lot of people may not think that they have the courage, but all of that is just part of their strength. But you have to step out there and look for it first. You have to step out there and seek it. You have to be ready to face it head on. And a lot of times I think people are afraid to do so.
Yeah, because a lot of times we get comfortable. We get used to dysfunction and we get comfortable, confident and comfortable with, despair. And we just we go through it for so long till we think that's the norm. That's how it should be. But nah, one day you're gonna wake up and it's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks. It's like somebody will literally slap you. You'll be like, damn it, I deserve to be happy every day of my life. And I'm here to tell you, every day of your life, you absolutely deserve as much happiness, as much joy, as much love as you can absolutely withstand. You deserve all of that. You deserve to smile more than you cry. You absolutely do. And that strength to make you smile more than you cry, that strength to not let any situation break you, that strength to keep fighting, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful place. But, like I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It comes and goes sometimes. So I know with me, sometimes nothing bothers me. Sometimes I'm like small thing to a giant and they call me fee fi fo fum. And then sometimes it's like the littlest thing. I could get a call about something at work and I'm like, oh, then something else. I'm like, yeah, man, the world is falling. And I'm like, what happened, yesterday? Where is that confident brother yesterday who just, who was a giant among men? Where is he at? Now he's just meek and humble. Where is he at? It comes and goes. But just knowing that, hey, it may not be every day, but most of the time, on most days, I am bigger and I am stronger than my problems and my burdens that I bear. I absolutely believe that.
Yeah. Goody said, yes, sir. And Miss Jones, oh, it went away. Let's see, what did she say? Go to the chat. She was picked on a lot in elementary to high school and beyond about her weight and not having a butt. I'm 34 and I have days I don't like the person I see and the days I do. Having a child really made me want to learn to love myself more, and it does, yeah, and be an example for her. Yeah, because when we can look in the mirror and we can pick out this and this wrong with us, and then somebody else will say, girl, I wish I had that. I wish I had that. Because I always joke with Bogle, I want me a behind so bad. I wanted me one. And at 59, I ain't got it and I ain't gonna get it. And it's okay. Because this is just a shell. Because people go out and they get all these augmentations and they're still not happy. They still, it's something else. Once they do that, they do something else. They fix this and then they say, and they look at that. It's weird. We are stronger than just this. And for me, being able to look in the mirror and say, girl, you all right. You all right. Because oftentimes we don't appreciate ourselves. But baby, I look in the mirror and I was joking with one of my sisters and I walked past the mirror with no clothes on. She said, girl, you walk around naked. I said, yeah, I ain't looking. He looking. I ain't got to look at all this. So, you got to find the joy in the things in life too, because if you don't, you'll beat yourself. You'll beat yourself. And then we see all this stuff on TV of what we should look like. We should be a size 2. We should have flat stomachs, and they show the girls with the flat stomach putting all the stuff on their stomach. They never show our size women that are going through. And so everything is just a facade. It's not the real world. And then we look, and I follow Akili on TikTok. And Akili, you were talking to a woman, and she was talking about guys not loving Black women. And I want you to say something about that, because that really touched me. And she didn't believe that you were the person that you was. She thought, you're not friendly like that. You're never happy like that. And you're always talking about Black women and how good they are and this and that. And give us some encouraging words as Black women, because a lot of times we don't hear that. We hear it from our mate, but to hear it from someone else that we're not laying down with, or someone else that don't want to just, touch us, So give us some words as far as that goes.
Yeah, well, my TikTok page, on my bio, it says just a Black man fighting for Black people and loving Black women. And I'm of the opinion that the Black woman is the most beautiful, strongest the entity that's on this planet Earth. You know, the Black woman is the least protected, you know, entity of any race. The Black woman is least respected and least protected. And I just want everyone. That's why I say I count it a good day. I count it a good day if I make one Black woman smile every day that I don't know. That's why, you know, when I go on my TikTok and, you know, for this sister, she was like, no, you can't love that. No Black man loves Black women as much as you say. And that's, you know, a product of her being told, you know, hey, you're nothing, you don't matter. But, you know, I absolutely love, honor, respect, and adore Black women. I have a conversation with my daughter about that. And she's like, they don't feel protected. That's why I say there's nothing better on this planet than a Black woman. I only ever love, marry, and, you know, and be with a Black woman. And that goes to what, you know, like that woman who was questioning me, you know, I don't know what happened in her life, but I'm like, you know, when a brother or anybody says something nice, you know, about you or about anything, it's their self-doubt. You know, so I don't know what the world has done to her or what the world, you know, what someone in the world did to her, but that self-doubt, no, you're not real. You don't love Black women like you say. Well, yes, I do. You know, I do. And I hope she gets to a point to where she finds her strength and she says, you know what? I'm a Black woman and I'm worthy to be loved. I'm worthy to be honored, to be put on a pedestal instead of questioning when someone does. My wish is that she would get to that point where she said, I am strong. I am worthy. You know, I deserve happiness. I deserve to be upheld, lifted, put on a pedestal, respected, and protected. I deserve that. And you absolutely do, Black women. You know, you don't let anybody steal your joy. Don't let anybody put you down. You know, I know it's the Black woman is the backbone of the Black family. She absolutely is. She's the biggest influence on our kids. And believe it or not, she controls our politics. You know, she tells most of the time the Black woman tells her man, "This is how we gonna vote. You know, this is what we gonna do." So the Black woman absolutely is the backbone of the Black family, and I believe that. And Black women gets to a point to where I want all Black women to find their strength. To say, I don't care. You know, they say I should be a size 2 with full lips. Everybody tries to look like them, and then they go trying to look like everybody else. You're literally trying to look like yourself. Celebrate you, because everybody cannot, will not, and never will be you.
Really, I just
Yeah, I totally agree, Akili. And that was powerful to hear you explain to that woman that no, this is true. You're a Black woman and you should be loved. And the other inspirational things that you always saying on TikTok about us. And we don't hear that nearly enough. And I know when Tony gets my door, and if he gets another woman's door, and she said, "Oh, girl, you see that?" And that's just who he is. And I think we should be celebrated like that all the time, but we don't always get that. And we have to stand in our own footsteps to say, yeah, I am worthy. I am a queen, because for so many times we haven't seen ourselves as queens. And then some women was questioning you, well, why you don't like other race of women. You know, it was just strange to me to see that how you would celebrate us, and they were just, oh, you got so many back, you know, I mean, they were on you for speaking up for the Black woman. So it was just strange. And so I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I was gonna say too, with Miss Jones, having a child does change your perspective. Especially with whatever you're suffering with, whatever you feel, you know, have a low concept about. Growing up, I had the two fair skinned, no, I can't say this one up. I had the two fair skinned siblings that were of the same complexion of my mom. And some of my fair skinned relatives would make the statement about my skin color, calling me dark. Because of course I was darker than the three of them. And I dealt with that feeling of imperfection because I did not see myself as quote unquote being perfect as they were. And I dealt with that growing up. But when I had my son, I was blessed with that dark little chocolate drop of mine. And I instilled in him the importance of loving who you are, no matter what skin tone you are. And not only did I have him, I have, as I say, 3 shades of chocolate. So each one of my 3 children are a different shade of brown. And I talked to them about the importance of them loving who they are. And I think I did an awesome job, because Lord knows they think they are the gift to this world. But everything that I wanted for myself, that I dealt with and I didn't get for myself and I didn't give for myself, I gave to them, because I wanted them to do just a little bit better than I did. So that, you wanting to learn to love yourself more, as you teach her, you will learn to love yourself more. Even being a mom and knowing just how wonderfully and beautifully you are made because you were able to bear and have a child makes you love yourself, and seeing the creation that you were able to make. So kudos to you for even looking within yourself to see that you do suffer from those insecurities, and that you want to be a better version of yourself for your daughter. So kudos to you.
Absolutely. And that's, like, children are sponges, y'all. So when we have children, if we have a negative view of ourselves, a lot of times they'll think that's negative, especially when you have a little Black girl. If you have a little Black girl, it's imperative that you instill in her. I don't care what the world may say about you. You are beautiful, you are smart, you are strong, you are intelligent. You deserve to be honored. You deserve to be uplifted, protected, put on a pedestal. You absolutely do, especially when we have little Black girls. I don't want any little Black girl out there growing up thinking she's not enough because of what she sees on TV or because what someone says the standard of beauty is. And so, Ms. Jones, I absolutely commend you for breaking that cycle when you realize, you know what, I got a little Black child watching me.
Mm-hmm.
And if she thinks she's not enough, if she doesn't think she's strong enough, she's going to know that she deserves to be deserves to be happy and walk in happiness every day of her life. So I absolutely commend you for finding your strength and showing that little Black girl just how much she matters.
Mm-hmm.
I thank you for that.
Yeah, because I remember when I was in school and I, when Lucretia was on and she was talking about her lips, and the boys used to always say, "Ooh, your lips so fat." And so I would always find myself, folding my lips. And then they would talk about, when we were going to school, girls and have big breasts, and I would always, walk with my arms folded, to try to shrink myself down. And it's crazy how we allow people to put us in a box. But and I can say for myself, there were 12 of us, and Mama didn't have time to even think about what we were going through at school, because she was so busy getting us up, getting us dressed, getting us fed, getting us off to school. We coming back, doing homework, getting dinner ready, getting ready for bed. She didn't know the struggles that we were having. And so as a child, you got to fight those struggles yourself, and nobody ever talked about those type of things. And so, yeah, we all, and even now at when I be 59 this month, I still have some insecurities. And I appreciate Tony, because he always said, I love your hair like that, and I talk about my thighs. And so I think we all have some things that we would like to work on. But to have a little girl, it's so important to tell them every day how beautiful. Girl, you so pretty. Girl, I love your ooh, I love your hair. Because I was told when I was young, ooh, you got some nappy hair. Everything. And people don't know how those words, you carry that stuff around. You carry that baggage all your life. And so now I'm shedding that stuff, and that ain't even mine to carry. But as a child, you don't know. You're just doing the best you can to move through. And I realized that, shoot, I'm stronger than that stuff, girl. Yeah. Yeah, I got some kinks, and I'm just thankful that I got some hair, because some folks don't have hair,
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. And you know, it reminds me, I saw this meme recently and it says, you know, child, it was a child and his mother. And the child was saying, mom, I'm depressed. And the mother was saying, depressed and vicious. And sadly enough, that's the mentality in, you know, that still, you know, some of our community has. You know, children, what you depressed about? You don't have any bills, you know, all you gotta do is go to school. Well, hell, a lot of times the going to school is depressing enough. You got to walk through metal detectors. You have to have, you know, drills, active shooter drills. You know, that's depressing enough. Then you go to school and, you know, there's uniforms no more. So you got the, you know, the Walmart shoes on. Everybody else has the J's and the, you know, the pennies. And then you got the Walmart pants on. Everybody has, you know, Rockaware or Levi's or, you know, True Religion, whatever they're wearing. And that's, you know, that could be depressing enough. And so we have to get to the point to where in our community, we have to listen to our child. If a child says I'm depressed, the next question should be, okay, what's wrong? What can we do? Not depress the condition or get in there and depress your room, clean your room up while you're depressed. We got to get away from that line of thinking, because if a child says I'm depressed, that child is literally reaching out for help. If a child reaches his hands out for you, never slap that hand away. Never slap that hand away. If the child says I'm struggling, you know, I'm depressed, you know, I don't know what's wrong, talk to your children, you know, talk to your children. It's easy to dismiss it. It's easy to say, you know what, go wash some dishes, you know, go clean your room up, deal with your depression like that. That's easy to do. It's hard to say, okay, well, let's sit down and talk about it. That's uncomfortable. We have to have those hard and uncomfortable conversations for our children's sake.
Yeah.
We don't want them to grow up broken.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I think Ms. Jones said, thank you guys. I want to do better for my daughter and my nieces because this world is cruel. And that's when Kimberly said the world is cruel. And you are setting an example and leading your young queens. You've got this. And it's so true. The world is cruel. And unfortunately, we as parents can't protect our children from the world. Even me as a teacher, I take on that parental role. I can't protect my students. I can't protect them. You know, I can't protect my fellow man from what the world has, you know, for them. So we do have to kind of equip them with the tools needed. You're absolutely right. Ms. John said, but we can prepare them. You're absolutely right.
Yes, we can.
Because it's, you know, you know, even thinking about my children, I had to prepare them, because even though I instilled in them just how great they were, you always got to be reminded that somebody may step in and try to convince them that they are not.
Mhm.
And sometimes, like we talked about words, though those words may resonate with them and they may start to believe them. So I had to kind of prepare them the best way I knew how. So you are absolutely correct when you say that.
Yeah, because oftentimes we're not allowed to be ourselves. We have to, we are made to be this person or that person. And I know for myself, you know, growing up, I wasn't an A student. And I had doubts about myself, you know, going to school, and sometimes I wasn't a C student. And I doubted myself all through school. And then when I went to University of Memphis and I was on the dean's list, and I was like, man, there's nothing wrong with me. And then I learned that I was a different type of learner. And all through life, I remember when I was in the 6th grade and we had to go to the board, and the teacher whooped me, because back then you could get a whooping with teacher be the ruler. So I did the math problem. I didn't do it the way she wanted me to, but I came up with the same answer. And so I got a whooping because I could not get the answer the way she showed me. And that made me clam up. And I was like that all during school. I sat in the back room, and I never spoke a lot because of that one incident scarred me. And it was until I went to University of Memphis, and that's when I learned that there was nothing wrong up here. It was just that I learned differently. And so we have to learn to embrace people how they are and the way they are. But we got to get away from this social media. I yesterday we were on our way from North Carolina, and I was on TikTok, and I saw this lady. She was about 300 pounds. She said, I wear a size 24 sometime, a 26. And I mean, she had her makeup laid, her clothes she was cute. I mean, she was cute, and she had outfits on. I said, I'm gonna be like her when I grow up. Because we need to just stop caring and stop looking for someone to pat us on the back and say, girl, you look good. And just look in the mirror and say, you got it together. And so I'm finally coming, I'm getting it together. I'm getting it together. So that's what I want us to, the big takeaway, that no, we don't have it all together today, but tomorrow we get a chance to try again. Yeah.
And that's, the world is a cruel place. And, I always tell people, we can be a lot of things. We can strive to be a lot of things in this world. Some people strive to be rich, famous, thick, slim, sexy, fine. Man, listen, I just want to be a good person. That's the easiest thing to be, because, we get so caught up in vanity. Our looks come and go. Tomorrow we can wake up and we may not look the same, but who we are, our kind-hearted nature, just our compassion to care and love and give a damn, that will sustain us forever. So, I don't want to be rich. I know it may sound crazy. I know we need money, but I don't want to be rich. I want to be wealthy in other ways. I want to be wealthy with the people around me. I want to be wealthy in my compassion. I want to be wealthy with my alignment in my life, because that is what will sustain me. We can be a lot of things, but damn it, just be a good person. Just be a good person. That's what I strive every day. Just be a good person.
And not only be a good person, but just be kind to one another, because so many times we're so mean, and I don't know if that's because of some that we've gone through, but we got to stop looking at each other as we're the enemy. We're not the enemy. We're just hurt people, and we're just trying to do the best we can. But and I'm trying to smile a little bit more, than because people used to say, you look so mean. So I try to smile more. I try to, when I'm walking face to face, if I'm coming up approaching someone, I try to smile before I get to them, because the world is so unfriendly. It's so unfriendly. This weekend, we had the pleasure of meeting the young lady that wrote the book Queen Sugar. And the powerful things that she spoke about in the actual book was powerful. And some of the things she talked about as us as Black people, we're some of the amazing people in the world, and the things that we have, that everybody want to be like us, down to. And then we'll look at one another and want to be like one another. That's why we go get these implants, and from the back and front, and all this sucked out, and instead of and then you got other races that want to be like us. And so we're just embracing who we are, just loving who we are and where we are at this stage in life, because it ain't gonna last forever. Folks that got them implants, they're gonna be walking around, they're gonna be 80 years old with their behind all the way up here. They're gonna look a mess. So I appreciate my flat behind.
If you ever think you don't have that strength doesn't reside in you, just remember the lineage that we come from. Remember, we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors. They survived the Middle Passage. They survived enslavement. They survived water holes, church bombings, dogs, batons. If you ever think you don't have that strength, you remember who your ancestors are. Our ancestors are giants. And because they were giants, we are giants. So don't ever for a second think I'm not strong enough. Damn it, you are strong enough.
Yeah.
Our ancestors decree we strong enough. They decree, they cry out from their graves that we are strong enough. We have that strength in us. So don't ever question. You may doubt it sometimes, but don't ever question, am I strong enough? Do I have this strength? Because you stand on the shoulders of giants. And that strength that they had to endure suffering, brutality, barbaric conditions, that strength was passed on from them. And that strength resides in you and it resides in myself. Don't you ever think you're not strong enough.
Yeah. Yeah. And and there are going to be people that are going to be standing on our shoulders. So we're always setting the tone for the next generation. And we want to raise a generation of powerful people. And because we come from that lineage of powerful people, so we can't help but to be strong and better and pass that on to our children, not only to our children, but anyone that we come in contact with, because that's just who we are. Yeah. Anybody else got anything they want to say? And this Friday, we're celebrating all the veterans. And if you know a veteran, we want to appreciate them and their service to the country. So anybody else got anything they want to say? I appreciate you all for giving of yourself tonight. Anybody else? What'd you say, Boga?
I said,
Yeah.
you getting the feedback from YouTube. That's why you can't hear me.
Oh, now I can hear you now.
Okay. I said, I appreciate you.
Yeah. I appreciate all of you all for showing up every Monday night. I told you I was taking some different medicines, so it had me off balance and just some crazy things. So I haven't been taking it for a few days, and I feel myself going down. So y'all continue to lift me up, because I know everything that they give us at the doctor's office is not always good for us, and we have to know the difference and know what it does to our body to, to get ourselves on the right road.
Yeah. Ebony said, hey.
Hey, girl.
Hey, Ebs. But she said she's over there heavy-hearted on this topic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you all for sharing tonight. Good to not feel alone. Oh,
Yeah.
In this journey, you're never alone. Trust me.
Never. Yeah. So with that being said, I appreciate you all. We don't know what we're going to talk about next Monday night. We don't ever know. We're going to put it on Akili, though. Akili, you got us next Monday.
We do.
Yeah. Akili, Kimberly said thank you. And I appreciate you, Kimberly, for chiming in tonight. And Ms. Jones as well. And Ms. Coleman, you know I love you. And then Ms. Rogers, thank you for jumping on. She made that good chili, and I made some tonight. So I'm gonna see if mine tastes as good as hers. Yeah. But yeah, Akila, you're gonna take us out.
Thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Kimberly. That's my play sister from another mother, Kimberly. So thank you.
Oh, hey, girl.
Everybody for your time, energy, your essence, and showing up tonight. This is not always an easy subject. It's a difficult subject, but a much needed talk and discussion that we have. I want to thank you for your time. I want every Black woman at the sound of my voice to understand that you are bold, you are beautiful, you are awesome, you are monumental, you are magnificent. I don't care what the world may say. Believe in you and believe in yourself. I want to thank you all for tuning in. And just remember, the sun won't always shine. Rain will fall. Keep your head up high. Don't you ever feel small. I send you all love and light. I send you love, Black women, so you will never feel all alone. I send you light, Black women, so when darkness comes, you may find your way out of it, because you are all absolutely beautiful. I love you all. Walk with peace, grace, and mercy that rests, rules, and abides within you and your spirit. Thank you all.
Much love. Thank you, YouTube.
Right.